Hi everybody. Some people asked me if I would be good enough to train on the Mercedes car program, and I was excited to do so because this program is one that I think it is very, very important that we capitalize on. To tell you the truth, when I first heard about the Mercedes car program, needless to say, I was very excited at the just possibility of having Park Lane make my car payment, for me to have a new car as a result of the job that I was already doing. But until I actually invested myself and actually got my hands on the white Mercedes, I couldn't with all clarity or truth tell people how effective it is. And I am here to tell you it is very, very effective. I'll tell you a little story. When I first decided to sell Park Lane, my husband came home with a surprise for me, a little BMW convertible. And because of the other business that I used to sell, I used to need more space. And also he and I raised 4 children. So up until that time, until I took on Park Lane, I always felt that I needed a more utilitarian vehicle. I needed a vehicle that I could haul all my stuff in. So I always had SUVs, either vans or SUVs. And just as a little bit of a symbolic gesture, he came home with a BMW convertible for me when I decided to sell Park Lane, because a couple of things had happened all at the same time. I'd become an empty nester, so I wasn't hauling children around all the time. And also I now was doing a business where all I had to bring in was a little bag of jewelry. So it was kind of symbolic of my freedom. So from day one, I was driving a very nice car when I sold Park Lane, and I would pull in my BMW and I would go in with my jewelry bag and do my thing. Every once in a while, people would comment on my car and say how cute it was. And they knew I sold Park Lane and all that good stuff, but it never really segued into additional business for me. I can't really describe it. However, the day that I got my hands on the white Mercedes and I would pull in with that, all of a sudden everything changed. I cannot begin to tell you how many times a husband or a son or even a different show attendee would come in and say, whose white Mercedes is that out there? And when I'm like, that's my white Mercedes and Park Lane pays for it, I have actually set up appointments. I have had husbands ask me about the job. I have flipped people right then and there and gotten additional interest in my job because of the white Mercedes. So I am here to tell you that it works, and it works better than another sports car that I had in the driveway as a result of Park Lane. So for your business, for yourself, you owe it to yourself and your business to go for this white Mercedes, because it really, really works. The other thing that has been very effective, and this is something that my sons pointed out to me, they were visiting, because like I told you, I was an empty nester, but both my sons happened to be visiting on the same evening. And both of them later said to me, Mom, that was awesome. And I'm kind of used to this, so I didn't even know to what they were referring to. Well, what happened to be going on is I was having my Park Lane leader meeting the night that they were visiting. And I'm inside doing the meeting. So a lot of times I'm not even really aware of what's going on out in the driveway, but they were, and so were passersby, and so were people that came during the meeting. And we had something like 6 white Mercedes sitting out in my driveway during that meeting. And boy, did that speak volumes. My sons noticed it, our neighbors noticed it, and it was because it wasn't just Mary Grace getting a really cool car. I had 6 different leaders in my driveway with their white Mercedes as well, and they were all different. We had the C-Series, we have a convertible, we have an SUV white Mercedes earner, so that was pretty darn telling as well. So whether you are a branch, or you are a senior division, or you are a company VP, you really want to capitalize on this white Mercedes program for a variety of reasons. It just speaks class. And whenever we have an event and we have all of our leaders there with all of their white Mercedes, it's pretty darn exciting that this is the level and the class that Park Lane has. So you do want to go for the Mercedes car program for a variety of reasons. Okay, so here's how it works. First of all, in order to be eligible for the Mercedes car program, you need to be a leader, and a leader is a branch. So you have brought in, if you're a fashion director watching this video, 99% of our people in my group are promoted to branch director in the very first month of their business. I believe in it. I think it's leaving money on the table to not go for that extra 5% on your own paycheck. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself to branch. Talk to your leader or your upline about how to become a branch. It's easy peasy. As I say, girls don't even like to go to the bathroom by themselves, so somebody will join you in the business. Become a branch. Once you become a branch, you become eligible for our Mercedes car program, not to mention all the other wonderful perks there are to being a leader. So you become a branch. You bring one person into the business, now all of a sudden you're eligible. And what we find with Park Lane, which I love, is the higher level of leadership, the more perks that you get with this company. So you always want to be going up. And when you are a senior division or above, you are automatically qualified for the Mercedes car program. When you are a branch, region, area, or division, you have a qualification period before you're actually part of the Mercedes Club. And let me explain this, okay? Here's what it takes in order to become part of the Mercedes Club program. When you are a branch, a region, or an area, this is a group effort, and over a 2-month time frame, back 2-month time frame, your team as a group is required to sell $16,000 net plus non, plus bring in 4 qualified recruits into your group. Now again, this is a group effort and it's over a 2-month time frame. So as we're filming this, we're in the month of September. I have some people going for this very month. So in the month of September and October, over that 2-month time frame, their requirement, their goal is to do $16,000 net plus non as a group and bring 4 new recruits into their group. So easy peasy if you want to just split it down the middle. If they do $8,000 and 2 recruits in September, then they just do that again in October and they have qualified for the Mercedes car program. They could split it a different way. They could say, oh my gosh, we did $11,000 this month and brought in 3 recruits. And I would say, holy cow, that's awesome. Now in the month of October, once you do $5,000 and bring 1 recruit into your team, don't stop there, but now you have become eligible for the Mercedes car program. So again, back-to-back months, 2 months in a row, $16,000 total, net plus non, plus 4 recruits into the group. Once that has been achieved, it's kind of like I should think of a better word because it's not a hazing, but it's almost like a hazing period. Like now you've proven yourself. Now you've proven what you're capable of. Now you're part of the club. Now let's really become a club member and do what's required, okay? Half of that is required every month in order to continue to be part of the car program. So first you get your hazing period out of the time. You're like, good for you. September, October, you guys did $16,000 and you brought in 4 recruits, okay? Now in order to actually be a qualified club member, really in it to win it, prove that you're capable of this and will continue to do this. Once you hit $8,000 net plus non and bring in a minimum of 2 recruits into your group, after you've done that, the next month or any other month, once you've qualified, now you're gonna get your check, okay? And then ever after that, 8,000 and 2 recruits as a group is what is required of you in order to get your Mercedes Club member check. You will get a $500 check if you don't have a white Mercedes, and you will get a $700 check if you have a white Mercedes. So talk to your upline about that because it's just a matter of going, getting your car, sending the paperwork to home office. So an actual white Mercedes is going to get you $200 more than if you have chosen not to go for that particular car right now, okay? So it pays your car payment regardless. But you're gonna get a little bit extra if you decided to go with the Park Lane way, all right? So just to go over that again, $16,000 over a 2-month time frame back-to-back and 4 recruits makes you an eligible Park Lane Club member. It's kind of like now you have your membership. Well, now you have to, 1 more month, prove what you're capable of and that you're worthy of this club and do the $8,000 in the month and 2 recruits. And then after that, every month, you'll get your check. If you don't do the $8,000 and 2, you just won't get your car money that month, but you're still part of the club, and the next time you hit it, you'll get your car money, all right? And let me just explain the importance of this, all right? We don't want you eking it out. We don't want you taking a 2-month time frame and just by some fluke, you meet those huge numbers. And then when it becomes time to actually go for your car, you're not hitting it. You're doing 5,001 recruit. We want you to be solid. We want you to really prove that you are up and ready and in it to win it, because it doesn't do any of us any good if somebody ekes it out really weak and then they go and get a white Mercedes and then they're not meeting their numbers and they're not getting their check. That's no good for anybody, because then we have people that have this car and they haven't really become a member of the club in the right way, and they're not able to make their car payment because they eked it out weak. We want strong Mercedes Club members, okay? That's why we do it that way. It's for your own protection. All right, now at division level, okay, so branch, region, area, you got that. At the division level, in order to become a Mercedes Club car member, you and your team, over a 2-month time frame, 20,000 net plus non, and 6 recruits into your group. And again, 2 months back to back, you could say, okay, in September we're going to do 10 and 3, in October we're going to do 10 and 3. Once again, you have qualified. Now you're a Mercedes Club car member. Congratulations. But before you're actually really in it and have proven yourself, then you need to do 1 more month of 10,003. 10,003. And once you do the 10,003, now you're an official member of the club, and forever after, you'll automatically be getting your Mercedes Club car, either 500 or 700, depending on which way you go, when you hit 10,000 net plus non, plus 3 recruits into your group. That's the division level. A little bit more expected of you because you're at a higher level now. Senior divisions. Senior divisions and above, no qualification time frame, okay? You could join this month. You could be appointed at senior division, and you are automatically eligible to go for the car bonus. And as a senior division, 16,000 net plus non, plus 4 recruits into your group. Every time you hit it, you're going to get your $500 or your $700 check. Congratulations. At sales VP level, 32,000 plus 5 recruits. Okay, again, no qualification period. The day that you hit it, you become a member, and ever after that, every time you have a minimum of 32,000 net plus non, plus 5 members into your new members into your group, you're going to be getting your Mercedes car program. And for company vice presidents, this is what I had to do, or got to do, 60,000 plus 10 recruits. So right from day one, is the minute that they announced the Mercedes car program, I knew that when my team brought in 60,000 net plus non in 1 month, plus 10 group recruits, that I would be getting a check, a $500 or well, for the 700, y'all know that, $700 check at the end of that month. These are great goals to just keep you rocking and rolling and growing your groups too. It's not all about the car, but I love that I happen to be an overachiever, so I like to hit this goal if possible in the first week of every month. I'm going to front load. So I'm like, okay, I want to make darn sure that our group is doing 60,000 plus has 10 recruits the first week of every month, because then I know that that's something that I can bank on. So use these as a rubric for success. Use these Mercedes car levels as an opportunity to live up to your title, and in order to have something to shoot for as a team. Because one of the things I love most about Park Lane is the opportunities they give us, the numbers that they throw out at us. They will inspire and create great group sales, great group recruiting, and a team that is going to just flourish and grow forever after. So welcome to the Mercedes car program.